Here we go. Here we go. Right, let's get crack-a-lacking, man. Let's get crack-a-lacking. Let's get crack-a-lacking. Right, we're just talking about the origins or the father of AI. We're just talking about the father of AI. The father of AI.
Here, here decisions were made that shape nations and destinies.
What brings you here, son?
I believe he has an idea he would like to present to the gods. Go ahead with your proposal.
Inside every man, there are two forces, a strong one and a weak one. If the weak could be made stronger, it could create a new kind of man.
You are too young to speak of such dangerous things.
Yakub, this knowledge is forbidden. Separation of the germs is the way of rebellion.
One must rule, and the other must follow.
What will this do, besides cause mischief and the shedding of blood, son?
Wow, wow, wow. Listen, that is the origin of AI by a man called Yakub, as taught to us by the great man, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. See, we got to understand, this is the origin. I just gave you a short version of the origin of the digital straw man, the digital concentration camp, which we've been going into for the previous few strongs or weeks, as we know. But we got to understand the origin of where these things come from. It comes from a man called Yakub, as taught to us by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, listen, sisters, did you know that AI videos harm black women at work? Uh-oh. Harms. This is just recently, November the 7th. AI are taking the jobs of black women primarily in America, and that will happen here too.
While America celebrated job growth, Black women lost more jobs in the last 90 days than any other subgroup. Black women lost 304,000 jobs in 3 months. This is not a coincidence. It is the AI disruption around hiring and retention and around being displaced by AI that no one really wants to talk about. We are really seeped in talking about the federal workforce cuts, DEI programs being dismantled, but AI automation creates the perfect storm that affects and is affecting Black women right now. Black women's unemployment jumped from 5.1% to 6.3%, while the nation's average stayed flat at 4.2%. I was speaking at the ATD conference in May, and I asked the question, who gets reskilled and who gets left behind?
Come on.
And that is the question that we have to answer. The data is alarming. 53% of jobs occupied by people of color will be replaced within 5 years by AI. That's right, 53%.
53%. That's more than half. Sisters, are you listening to me? Listen, brothers and sisters, the gender warring has to stop. We need each other. We're going to go into a male and female relationship seminar next year as well. The gender war is deliberately done to feed and foster population control. I'm telling you, much of the bots that you see on social media, they're not even based in America. They're based in Asia. Oh, yeah. And they are paid to feed certain agendas. And one of them is the gender war. Oh, yeah. Sisters, you cannot, this independent black woman nonsense cannot continue to exist. You cannot be independent, and the black man can't be independent of you. We need each other. That's right. The William Lynch letter continues in his time. Sisters, you could never do it by yourself. You was tricked into radical feminism. By the way, the lead feminist, she was a CIA op. And so much films and books came out co-opting our sisters to join feminism. So we got to be aware of the agenda, man. We got to be aware of the agenda. You can't do this by yourself, brothers, sisters. We need each other. So next year, we're going to be doing a breakdown on this film.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Are you listening?
Many of us are so hopelessly reliant upon this system. And he specifically named teachers, lawyers. Why lawyers? Carpenters. Why those? We're going to break this down next year. And we're going to break it down from a perspective that's never been done before. And it's going to be from the perspective of how to be a sovereign man. All of us are Neo. Why Neo, the name? Why Trinity? Why the name Morpheus? Why the red dress in this scene? What does it have to do with us today, with AI, artificial intelligence? Was this just a movie? Why was he referred to as Mr. Anderson, but then later on as Neo? What does this have to do with protecting our names and our true identity? We're going to break this down next year, so get ready, family. This movie, I don't know who has seen this, but The Matrix was based upon this movie. This is a great movie. You all need to go and watch this, man. Who's seen this movie, Dark City? Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this movie, Dark City. We break down movies here. Educating. All related today to what's happening to us. The elites. The controllers. Darkness represents ignorance. Before the Matrix. As shapeshifters, Illuminati, the witching bankers, that shape things, change things all around you, with your very eyes. These are metaphors. What they're doing here, family, is to tune in. We need to tune in. To build. Get on a certain frequency. Shout out to everyone tonight who's talking up, man. And learning from the road. We've got to come together as a force. When they come together, we've got to collectively bring our tune together. I hope you can all hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Hear me clearly. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat. This film is talking about the people. How the people are being manipulated. Why they sleep. Who's asleep today? Who's awake? You gotta be awake, people. Right, let's keep it. We've got to be awake. We're going to go deeper into films like that on our private platform. And again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Power of Consent. I hope you can all hear me clearly now. Wow. Okay. Now, also, we've got a special guest coming on in the next couple of weeks. And many of us want to buy land in Africa. I have a connection for us in Africa to do that. Because many of us don't want to be in this country, especially when it's cold. Who loves England when it's cold? Come on.
You're welcome to Greater Taft City Estate, situated right here in the center of Port Harcourt City. So I'm standing here along Obirikwere Road, which is the new airport road in Port Harcourt, River State. And here is the OPM headquarters church. So this estate is very accessible. You can see within 3 months of kickstarting this project, we have been able to deliver houses for some of our early subscribers and still counting. We've already started with the perimeter fencing of this estate. You can see our green areas, and you can see as well that we have mounted our solar lights, the drainage system. A lot is going on here. And here we are delivering to you housing units, selling with a sea of old title. And of course, you know that Greater Taft City Estate is in partnership with River State government.
Family, affordable land and homes in Sunshine. Yeah, we're going to bring on a special guest. Shout out to 50 people in the space tonight. Affordable land, homes, grow your food in the sun, surrounded by melanated people, man. Africa right now is where it's at. Buy your land in Africa. And there's affordable ways of how you can buy your land, even if you're on benefits, family. Even if you're on benefits. So we're going to bring on a guest in the next couple of weeks to show us how we can get affordable land, invest, and even if you don't want to build on that land, you can sell it. Golden land. This is Gambia. This is the Gambia. But trust me, the money you're spending on your mortgage and rent, you can get acres of land and have rooms and swimming pools standardly on land that you own. That you can pass on to your loved ones. So watch out. We're going to have someone from Taft City representing, ready to answer your questions and give a presentation so we can collectively start to build. Let's do it. So we have our special guest tonight, God K, who's going to be speaking into this word sovereignty and the God mindset, claiming your divine authority, understanding and embodying your true limitless self. Come on, brothers and sisters. We've got to understand. I just gave you a quick preview of the things to come with the matrix of the land and all these other things. Knowledge is power. Wisdom is application. So God K, I'm going to stop sharing screen now, brother, because we're going to bring you in before we read the book, Living in the Private, because we're going to do a little bit of reading today. So what I'm going to do is make you co-host so you can share. And by the way,
thank you, King.
Yes, King. Yes, brother. It's all yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, family. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Just drop a one in the chat if you're doing good. All right. All right. I'm just trying to, okay. So I'm able to share, yeah?
Yes, brother, you can share.
Yes, sir. All right, cool. We're going.
Yes, energy, 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 people. Thank you. Shout out to everyone here.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Remove those blocks from the screen, brother.
I'm not able to do that, you know. I've tried to do that earlier tonight. No joy. So apologies for that in advance. So let's start off. You're not becoming powerful. You're remembering that you already are. Yeah? All right. So we've seen the title. I'm going to be speaking about sovereignty and the God mindset, claiming your divine authority. Disclaimer. I'm not going to go through this because Power of Consent already went through disclaimer earlier in the Zoom call tonight. So I'm just going to skip that real quick. So what are we going to be covering today? We're going to be covering defining your sovereignty, defining a God mindset, and practical steps to embody both. All right. So put on the armor of God.
Now the real battle is in here. This is where it's at. Mm-hmm. So our task is to put on that whole armor of God.
Yes, sir.
And if you operate in the world and you thinking that you're not a warrior and a soldier and that you're not at war to keep your mind, then you're going to be a victim of the default menu of this world, which is everything you laid out. The default menu of this world is you're going to be a victim, not a victor. You're going to be a one that copes with life, not conquers life. You're going to be a slave, not a master. But if you become a warrior, put on that whole armor and stay grateful. Don't allow yourself to become too disappointed. Be disappointed enough to make a change, but don't remain in that state where you get depressed. Don't take your low desires for a God besides God, and don't step away and pull away from what you know is right. Then you will be resisting the devil and he will flee.
You will be resisting the devil and he will flee. Trust me on that, family. Trust me on that one. All right.
Now, the real battle is
defining personal sovereignty. So what is personal sovereignty? Sovereignty is the inherent absolute right and power to govern oneself, to be the sole supreme authority over your own consciousness, body, energy, and choices. So things like emotional freedom, not being dictated by the emotions, opinions, or demands of others. Energetic integrity. So what does that mean? Maintaining a clear energetic boundary, consciously choosing what you let in and keep out. So it's very important to master your mind, because there's a lot of crazy stuff happening outside, you know, social media, just life in general. And that's by design, you know. People, the system want to pump out just pure foolery. And Power of Consent was just talking about the whole gender war thing earlier. That is by design. It's this toxic men fighting women, arguing. That's all madness. Anyway, choice and will. Recognizing that every moment is an opportunity for consciousness and reactive choice. And finally, self-responsibility. Acknowledging that you are the creator of your experience without blame or victimhood. All right. Defining the God mindset. So what is the God mindset? The God mindset is the realization and consciousness application of the principle, I am a fragment of the divine, so that's God's source universe, and therefore possess the same qualities of limitlessness, power, and creation. So limitlessness potential, believing in the potential for creation, healing, and abundance is infinite. Co-creation, recognizing that you are not separate from the divine power, but are working in partnership with it. Inner wisdom, trusting your intuition and the power of I am, understanding that your self-definition, I am, is the greatest creative force in your life. This here is probably my favorite white uncle, Mr. Bob Proctor. All right, check him out.
If a person would sit down and let their body relax, totally relax, and then start to visualize in their mind, see themselves the way they want to see themselves. Now understand that that's a picture in your mind, and then take that picture and describe it, write it out in the present tense. I am so happy now that I see myself, and write it out. Start to read it and read it and read it every day. Carry it around and keep reading it. The one point that all the great teachers all down through history have all agreed on, they've been in complete unanimous agreement on it, we become what we think about. Now it may be fantasy at first, it might even appear to us as being a lie, but if you read it often enough, you'll start to believe it. And when William James said, believe and your belief will create the fact, you will see the person's personality change.
That's what I do, you know.
If a person would say,
for the last couple of months, every rising, I've got a journal. I've been journaling for over a year now.
Ken,
and
Ken, real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. That's called tuning, like what I just showed on Dark City. Tuning.
Okay.
And that's how we stay awake, excuse me.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah. So yeah, I journal every day. And then I write my affirmations, man. I write my affirmations and then I state them out loud as well every rising, and every evening as well before I go to sleep. So this next slide now and this video, your mindset can limit God. So you need to renew it. It's my good African brother here. Check him out.
Sometimes the problem is you. Yes. Sometimes the problem is not the devil. It's not demons. It's not even a spiritual warfare. Sometimes the problem is your mindset. Your mindset. Listen to me. Whatever God wants to do for you and through you, He will need to first get you born again. And after getting you born again, the next thing is to get your mind renewed. And that is your responsibility. God will not renew your mind for you. You are the one that will renew your mind by yourself. And if you don't have your mind renewed, you can constantly stop God from helping or using you accomplish great things. God has told you that you are going to found a university, you are going to be the chancellor of a university, and your mindset cannot even see you owning a daycare.
Mindset is so important. You got to control your mind. It's all about, you got to ask yourself, have you got a fixed mindset or have you got a growth mindset? A fixed mindset is like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make that Hollywood movie and this and that. And the growth mindset is, you know, I'm gonna go for this audition, and even if I don't get it, I'm just gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna affirm. I'm gonna visualize me standing at the podium, winning the Oscars, blah blah blah, that kind of thing.
Bro, can I quickly interject?
Yes, sir.
I can testify to what you just said there. Everything I've ever got in my life, personally, is because I've acted as if I've got it.
This is it.
We used to do book club on WhatsApp. Who remembers that? Now we got nearly 60 people because I visualized this happening. Yeah? Family tuning in.
That is it.
Go ahead, Ken. Come on. We can get what we want. Go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
This is it. Yeah, it's very important, man, because like I said, the external, mainstream media, social media, their purpose is to disrupt your mind, essentially, to invade your minds, like the movie Sinners and Power of Consent. And I know them guys, they preach about it as well. They've done a breakdown of the movie Sinners when Remick was trying to get into the Duke joint, and they weren't letting him in. They were not letting him in. And it's the same thing with your mind. You got to be very careful about what you allow into your mind. You understand? So, all right, back to the presentation. The connection. Sovereignty is the action. Mindset is the fuel. The symbiotic relationship, God mindset, provides a belief system. So I am worthy, I am capable, I am safe, required to act. And again, like I said earlier, these are the things, I say positive affirmations to myself every rising. And every rising, every evening as well. Sovereignty, the practical application. So setting boundaries, that's what I'm saying earlier, with regards to what you allow into your mind. Making tough choices, following intuition of that belief system. And finally, result. Unstoppable manifestation. You're operating from a place of inner wholeness, not outer need or approval. All right. So the saboteurs, what stops us? The illusion of limitation, the need for validation, allowing external opinions of friends, media, as I mentioned before, society to dictate your worth or path. So obviously, like things like racism and, when people, they call us the N-word and all of that kind of stuff, like, or bullying in general, office bullying, whatever that the case may be. Victim consciousness. Blaming external circumstances or people from your current reality. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, family. I used to have that mindset where I was blaming somebody else for my current reality at the time. And it's only as I grew older and I actually went therapy last year. I had like a handful of therapy sessions. That just changed my world, man. When I say change my world, ultimately changed my mindset. Do you know what I mean? So I've been, like I said, I've been journaling, I've been reflecting, I've been just doing the inner work, man. So therapy is powerful, man. So if you haven't done it and you're thinking about it, that's something I would encourage you to look into. Fear-based programming, as we know, core beliefs of not enough, not smart enough, not rich enough, not ready. Yeah. And the final one, giving away power. So overcommitting, people pleasing, that one there, people pleasing. I put my hands up to that. I was guilty of that. So, in the past, a lot of the relationships that I was in, I was always putting the other person first before me. because I didn't really know myself. Like, you know what I mean? Real talk. I didn't even know myself at all. But in the last year, you know what I mean? My life has changed thanks to, yeah, man, thanks to the therapy, man. You know what I mean? Or failing to set clear boundaries. That's the last little bit there on the slide as well. All right. So earlier, power of consent, they were talking about, I literally added this slide in about 10 minutes ago. I literally added this slide in about 10 minutes ago when power of consent was talking about the black females in America losing their jobs to AI. But this is a quick little list of roles that are AI proof, that AI cannot disrupt. Yeah. So relationship-based, trust-driven professions. So AI can't easily replace trusted human relationships, persuasion, and emotional connection. So things like psychologists and therapists, social workers, coaches and mentors, high-end B2B salespeople, recruiters, headhunters, and finally consultants. So that's strategy, operations, and property. So at the end it says AI can assist, but people buy trust, empathy, and nuance. So if anyone on this call is maybe potentially concerned about maybe losing their job from by AI, then hopefully this list here of career options might be something that you guys might want to consider. All right, back to the presentation. All right, you don't have to give your ID. There's a lot of people now who, when people of authority come knocking in their door, like this gentleman here, he's a bailiff, or, you know, whether that's even police or whoever, enforcement agents, you do not have to give your ID. Check out this video.
This is an example of bailiffs overstepping the line because they demanded ID from a man who knew his rights. But when he refused, they threatened to return with police to force compliance. Now, when he stood his ground and told them to check with housing authorities, just wait to see how they were left speechless.
Check you just out, that's your, is it Mark Cotnix or something like that?
No, my name's Daniel Pickering.
Right, no bother. You haven't got any idea or anything, have you? Just to
I don't
prove
have to
you're not that person.
I don't have to prove anything, mate. You're Marston's, I know who you are.
Aye, but I'm an arrest officer.
No, you're not. I know who Marston's are.
Aye.
I used to be a solicitor, mate, and I know how it works.
But I'm on the arrest side, not on the bailiff side. So I've got to let you tell you that I'll be put back to the court that you've not shown us any ID.
I don't have to show you an ID, mate. No.
So if I come back with the police, then you will show ID.
No, I won't, mate, because I don't have to prove who I am, mate.
Well, just let you know that.
Yeah. If you want to, can I just ask you something? I don't have to prove anything, and if you want to find out who lives at my property, go through Northwoods Housing.
All right.
No.
So that was...
This is an
yes.
I was going to say, you know what? People, what is the thing that we need to ask if someone says they are an arrest officer? I'm going to ask the room. Put it in the chat. What is the thing to ask if that ever happens to you? Firstly, don't open the door to strangers. But secondly, you can ask for their oath of office. Those enforcement officers don't have an oath of office like the police. So they are violating and committing fraud by impersonating police officers or peace officers. I just wanted to point that out. Go ahead, okay.
Yes, sir. So following on from that video, so here's what you can do when the bailiff's at your door. So you can ask for the bailiff certificate number. You can ask them what county court certified them. You can ask what their business name and address is, and ask for a full breakdown of their fees. And the last one, never give them your name. Never give them your name. So ask to see their warrant and take a photograph of it. Make note of whatever the warrant/order has a court stamp and or signature of an agent of the court. And remember, court warrants do not show bailiff fees. These are usually placed on reprinted version of the warrant, which is not lawful. All right. All right, cool. All right. So practical steps to embody sovereignty, the action plan, living from authority. So identifying your boundaries, define what you will and will not accept in your physical, emotional, and energetic space. So non-negotiable. So There's people with like toxic mindset, and I just avoid them like the plague. I ain't got time for them. I used to try and reason. I used to try and argue, but that just drained out my energy, man. Energy vampires just drained out my energy. The second one, practice no. Use the word no without apology, excessive explanation when it conflicts with your highest good. Yeah. Digital sovereignty. Consciously curate your information diet, what media and news you consume, like I was saying earlier. Ever since I started, especially meditating, I've been meditating a lot more this year. And I found myself, I've just been distancing myself from mainstream media and social media. I'm like hardly ever on it. If I am on it, I'm there for a quick minute and I jump back out, man, because it's just a lot of the times it's just pure toxic. And the last one, inner authority check. Before acting, ask, am I doing this to seek approval or because it aligns with my sovereign truth? Right. All right. Evaluating the God mindset, the inner work. This has been something that I've been doing, like I said, for the last 12 months now. The shift in consciousness, actionable steps, affirmation practice. As I mentioned earlier, I do this every day. Regularly use the powerful I am statements. So for example, I am abundance, I am the solution, I am whole. Visualize limitlessness. Spend time visualizing your goals being already achieved, operating from a feeling of fulfillment and not lack. You know what? When I do my journaling, I usually write it in a year from now. So things like, I'm in Miami, in the beach, with my family, chilling. I try and list as much detail as possible. And I always write, like I said, my journal entries like ahead of time, like a year ahead of time. Practice detachment. Release the need for a specific outcome. Focus on the highest possibility and trust the divine timing and flow. And finally, radical self-acceptance. Forgive past mistakes and own your inherent worthiness, recognizing that the divine is only capable of perfection and you are part of it. All right. So summary, call to action, your divine inheritance, key takeaways and recap, yeah? Sovereignty is about claiming your role as the CEO of your life. Yeah, it's so important. You've got to recognize that you are the CEO of your life. Yeah, not Remick. Those of you who've seen the movie Sinners, you know what I'm talking about. The God mindset is the unshakable belief in your own divine potential. They work together to create a life of purpose, peace, and power. Yeah, just like the power of consent. All right. So one thing I want you to do today, or when you're ready, is identify one area of your life where you've given away your power and reclaim your sovereignty this strong. I purposely crossed out the weak because we don't say weak here in the power of consent. We say strong. You understand? All right.
Brother, what you just said there is, no, we can't just go past that. What you just said there, identify something in your life that what?
Identify one area of your life where you have given away your power and reclaim your sovereignty this strong.
One, just one, people. One.
This is it.
We all should go away and do that. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, man, that's the takeaway. That's the call to action. And finally, as I step out of this presentation, I've got a question for you, family. Are you living as the creator of your life or the consumer of your circumstances? Are you living as the creator of your life or the consumer of your circumstances?
Brilliant.
Ashe. Thank you very much, family.
Brilliant.
Ashe, ashe.
Brilliant.